Welcome to our channel.
It was a bright Monday morning, and the classroom buzzed with laughter and chatter. Alina and Shahroz walked in together, smiling and talking about their weekend like they always did. Everything felt normal, until they noticed someone new. A boy sat quietly in the last row. His head was slightly down, and his hands were folded on his desk. He didn't speak to anyone, and no one seemed interested in speaking to him either. A few minutes later, the teacher entered the class and gently smiled. She turned toward the quiet boy and said, "Class, this is Ayan. He has just joined us from another city. I hope you all make him feel welcome." Ayan stood up slowly. He looked around the classroom, hoping for a friendly face, but the room stayed silent. He sat back down, his small smile fading away. When lunch break began, the classroom quickly filled with noise. Students gathered in groups, sharing food, laughing, and enjoying their time. But Ayan remained alone at his desk. He quietly opened his lunchbox and began eating, avoiding eye contact with everyone around him. From across the room, Alina noticed him. She paused and looked at Shahroz. "Why is he sitting alone?" she asked softly. Shahroz glanced over and shrugged. "Maybe he's just shy," he replied. But Alina couldn't ignore what she was seeing. After a brief moment of silence, she picked up her lunch and stood up. Shahroz followed her without a word. They walked toward Ayan's desk. "Hi, can we sit here?" Alina asked kindly. Ayan looked up, surprised. For a second, he didn't know what to say. Then he nodded quietly. The three of them sat together, but the silence felt a little awkward at first. Ayan didn't speak much, and the air felt heavy. Trying to ease the moment, Shahroz smiled and asked, "So, do you like cricket?" Ayan's expression changed slightly. His eyes lifted, and for the first time, there was a hint of excitement. "Yes," he said softly. "I used to play a lot in my old school." That simple answer opened a door. Slowly, the conversation began to flow. They talked about games, favorite subjects, and funny school moments. Within minutes, the awkward silence turned into soft laughter. For the first time that day, Ayan didn't feel invisible. After school, Alina and Shahroz invited him to play with them. At first, some of the other kids hesitated, but as they watched Ayan play and saw how good he was, they began to join in. Soon, the playground was full of energy, laughter, and teamwork. Ayan was no longer standing alone. He was part of the game. As the day came to an end, Ayan looked at Alina and Shahroz and said quietly, "I was really nervous today. I thought no one would talk to me." Alina smiled warmly. "Everyone feels like that sometimes," she said. Shahroz nodded and added, "But you're not alone anymore." Days passed, and things began to change. Ayan became more confident. He started talking more, smiling more, and joining others without hesitation. The quiet boy in the last row was no longer invisible, and all it took was one small act of kindness.